This is Chapter 5, Section 3, Day 1 notes. Today we're going to be talking about slope-intercept form, which you all probably have heard before, where y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line and b is the y-intercept. So step 1 is actually identifying the slope and the y-intercept. So it says, what are the slope and the y-intercept of y equals 5x minus 2? The slope is the number in front of the x, and the y-intercept is the number without the x. So m would equal 5, the slope would equal 5, and the y-intercept would be negative 2. Letter B. What are the slope and y-intercept of y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2/3? Again, the number in front of the x is negative 1/2, and then so the y-intercept would be 2/3. Writing an equation in slope-intercept form. So this time they tell you what is the equation of a line with a slope of negative 4/5 and a y-intercept of 7. So you need to write the equation. So you're going to start off with y equals, and then the slope, which was negative 4/5, x plus 7, the y-intercept. Part B. What is an equation of a line with a slope of 3/2 and the y-intercept of negative 1? Again, you need to start the equation with y equals. So y equals 3/2 x plus negative 1, or you could write it as y equals 3/2 x minus 1. Plus a negative is the same thing as minus. Number 3, writing an equation from a graph. So what equation represents the line shown? So they'll give you some graphs. So for this first one, they give you some graphs, and you want to find 2 good points on this graph. By good points, I mean where the line matches up with a crosshatch exactly. So here might be a point, here's a point, here's a point. Okay, so they line up nicely with whole numbers on the graph. So then what you do is you want to start by finding the slope. So I'm going to take the leftmost line, and I can either go up or down. So for this one, I'm going to go down 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3. So my slope should be negative 2/3. And then the y-intercept is, where does this line cross the y-axis? Well, that's right here. And that number right there is 3. So my y-intercept is 3. So now that I have my slope and my y-intercept, it's just like up here where you just write the equation. So y equals negative 2/3 x plus 3. This next one, you're going to do the same thing. So find where they meet nicely. Okay. And then what you're going to do is count. So from here to here, I can go up 1, 2 over 2. So 2/2 would be my slope, which I can simplify down to 1/1 or just 1. And my y-intercept, where it crosses the y line, is at 1. So my equation should be y equals 1x plus 1. Okay. Sometimes the hardest thing about these two types of problems are finding the dots so that you can count your slopes. So number 4. What is the graph of y equals 2x minus 1? You always want to start at the negative 1. So that's your y-intercept, that's your b. And then from there, you're going to use your slope. So here, when I graphed it, I actually put my very first point at negative 1. Of course, that's on the y-axis because it's the y-intercept. And then I used my slope, which was 2/1. So from here I went up 2/1, up 2/1, up 2/1. And then I connected these dots with a line. Make sure that you have arrows on both sides of the line. That's important. Okay. So part B, y equals negative 1/3 x plus 4. So my plus 4 is going to be my starting point. So I'm going to start at 4 on the y-axis. And then because my equation is negative 1/3, that means I'm going to go down 1, to the right 3. So down 1, 1, 2, 3. Down 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then once I have those points graphed, I connected them with a line, and again, made sure to put arrows on either side.